Gorgeous souls, welcome to another episode of Heart and Soul. Janet and I will be sharing about forgiveness. Forgiveness is an important part in any healing journey. And like anything else, it starts within. Sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves and talking down on ourselves for things that happened or things we didn't react the way we know now we could. So self-forgiveness is key. What do you have to say about forgiveness, Janet?
I agree with you. It's a vital part of the healing process and letting go of past traumas, the energetic pull of that on our systems, because that drains us. It's like a bucket with a hole in it, and you need to plug that up. You need to release that trauma, the childhood wounds that, things from our childhood, even ancestral things as well. We need to clear the decks. And forgiveness is vital. And something you mentioned there, and I think some of our listeners or viewers will be a little bit surprised at, is self-forgiveness. Tell us a little bit more about that, Caroline.
Yeah, as a eternal people pleaser, as an empath, introvert, sensitive person, I often let people take advantage of me because I didn't say no when it was needed or just things. And then afterwards I go, I'm so stupid. I should have said no. And all this really, really unhealthy self-talk. And I was angry with myself, angry with myself for letting my ex-husband treat me this way, for not stepping up, and it was so clear. Of course, you can say, oh, he's an a-hole, he's, all the bad things, and he does all those things. But for me, it was clear I let him treat me this way. And I was angry with myself. And I realized I need to forgive myself in order to step forward. And I think that's also for many people. They say, I will never forgive him for treating me this way, or never forgive her, or whatever. This is unexcusable, unforgiving. And I learned about the Hawaiian forgiveness ritual, Ho'oponopono, and it's absolutely amazing. And you can look it up, but just give you a little background is there was one guy and he went to the prisons and to the really hardest prison where there was a lot of quarrel, a lot of stuff going on. And he just sat there with each folder and he did that Hawaiian forgiveness ritual for all of those people in his room or wherever he was. And those prisons calmed down. They were much gentler with each other. And I think that is so amazing. And so Ho'opono is very simple, very gentle, and works amazingly. And it's just 4 sentences. And I use it this way because I am sorry doesn't feel good energetically. So I say, I apologize. Please forgive me. I love you. And there you can include your name and thank you. And what I did is I stood in front of a mirror and looked myself in the eye while I did it. The great thing is you don't need to know what you need to forgive yourself for. You can just do that. And then you look yourself. I did it usually 7 times because I love 7 as an angel number. And I switched from one eye to the other and I go, I apologize. Please forgive me. I love you, Caroline. Thank you. And repeated that 7 times, sometimes 3-4 times a day, sometimes once a week. It's just a very, very beautiful, gentle, loving, nurturing forgiveness ritual that does amazing work and helps you feel better about yourself, so you don't have to be so harsh on yourself, because like everybody else, now we know better than 20 years ago, than yesterday. And with today's knowledge, we might react differently. So yeah, forgive yourself and be ready to move forward, because that's the path to go. I'll hand it over to you, Janet.
Exactly. I mean, I use that one as well. It is so powerful. And as you say, so gentle and loving. And I think when you're using that sort of energetic sort of space of love, and as you say, you don't always need to know, because, you know, we're always party of things. Anything that we're holding on to, it's like renting space out in your head to someone you don't want to be there, or giving someone else that energy that you actually don't need to do that. So it's about sort of, you know, letting go of that. I mean, another technique that I use and I talked about in my book, Right to Heal, is about writing a forgiveness letter. Because some people, and I know I'm the same, if something traumatic has happened or something very challenging, some people are good and can go to somebody and say, I apologize, I'm really sorry, and talk it through. And sometimes that's not always possible. But what is possible is that you can write a letter and put it all in there, you know, the anger, the frustration of what, and just get it out of your system. And then what you can do, you can either do sort of ritualistically, you can sort of like burn it, so you can destroy it and let it go. Although sometimes you've got to be a bit careful about that. We don't want to set anything on fire. So you might want to shred it or rip it up and flush it down the toilet or something like that, as long as you don't block the toilet, depending on how long that letter is. But it's all about getting it out and releasing that negative energetic pull on your energy system. So those are two really, really great techniques.
I love that. Yeah, writing a forgiveness letter, or yeah, and this is so important, like you said, getting it out of the system, because it just blocks our beautiful brain with all those negative thoughts about ourselves, or then we're always in the past, because it's always about something that happened, that we experienced, and it doesn't give us time to look forward and be open to new wonderful experiences. And yeah, it brings us down, it holds us back, and
Blocks
yeah,
those energy systems as well. I mean,
does.
several of the chakras can be out of balance, then you're not getting that energetic flow. So your health, your vitality, your resilience, there's so much is affected by that. So that is an important part of the work as well, is this forgiveness and releasing.
It does, because yeah, it blocks your solar plexus, because the anger sits there, and it's like the monkey bars, you know, when you hold on to that unforgiveness, you're not ready to free to move forward. And in the greater scheme of things, it's an experience, and we put positive or negative towards it, and it's neutral. It's just an experience. We came here on earth to experience and learn from it. And if we can make peace with this by forgiveness, we can then integrate the learning experience. But while we are still sort of, this is bad, we don't see the lesson or the blessing
Listen,
in the lesson, you know, and that is what we can take out of every experience and move forward. It's like a stepping stone, something we mastered, something we learned from.
And exactly, I mean, it's in the past, things have happened. We can't change the past. Our job is to accept and release that, as you say, learn from whatever learnings we need to take from that experience and allow ourselves to move forward with that additional wisdom and knowledge. And that's the Earth School, isn't it? The Earth School experience is about learning to do that.
Yeah.
It's that's a healthy way to deal with things, isn't it?
Definitely. And somewhere up on the clouds, we decided that would be great for our soul's journey. And yeah, we mastered it. We came through it.
Yeah. Because I know one powerful thing for me that held me back for years when I found out I couldn't have children because I went through early menopause and as a teenager, and I shut down and I blamed my body, myself for years. It was my fault. It was like I'm a terrible person. I wasn't going to be allowed to have children because I'm not being, because children are a blessing. And it felt, I just blamed myself all the time and my body let me down. And there was a lot of anger, frustration, bitterness, resentment. And until I let go of that and just accepted and forgive myself for doing that to myself, because I was berating myself. Nobody else was, it was just me. And that was freeing and a very, very first important step of my healing journey.
Yeah, definitely accepting our bodies the way they are. And even if we don't understand the reason for things yet, it's accepting, but it's hard. And I mean, you've been on an incredible journey, and yeah, kudos to you and congratulations for coming this far and doing that amazing healing forgiveness work.
I didn't do it all alone. I had great support. I had a lovely person helping me through it with lots of love and heart. So thank you, Caroline, because, as part of the journey, I think people feel that you've got to do it alone. Oh, I need to do this alone. You don't need to do it alone. You need to be able to reach out for help. There's support. I mean, Caroline is fantastic. I help people as well. So between us, and even as a coach, sometimes when things happen or re-happen again, you also need that support. It's not like you need to go it alone.
Definitely. Thank you so much. But also, healer. I need outside help also, because we have the blind spot. We can't do it on our own. And going on a self-love journey is amazing and a nurturing experience. And we need that. And with all my clients, I just see how I see clearly, and I can pinpoint them lovingly in the right direction or give a new perspective. Sometimes we're just stuck this way, and we can't take a step back and see it from a different perspective. It's just how we're made, sometimes. And also forgiveness is part of a soul's journey, and your spiritual life coach guidance is so needed, because if we can accept that anything happens for our soul, life happens for us, never to us. We're already halfway to forgiveness, aren't we?
Exactly. And I totally agree with you. If you'd said that to me, 20 years ago, I'd have gone, what? This is like, and I'm going, now I understand. And as you say, you look at things in a different perspective. And sometimes, absolutely working with someone else, you are reminded to take that step and observe or shift the perspective or look at it in a different way. And even things that come back, even you feel you've done, oh, but I forgive that. Why has it come back again? Because sometimes it's like a spiral that we're moving, and you have another level of healing, and you're looking at it in a slightly different way, and it's a deeper healing. So it's a journey. It's a
Definitely
journey.
a journey. And it's amazing when you have the tools at hand, like writing a forgiveness letter or doing some ho'oponopono, and just, yeah, you will remember those at the right time. And I don't tell you have to do it 10 times a day for it to work. Just whenever you get the nudge and say, what did Caroline say? What did Janet say? And then do that. That's the nudge from the universe telling you, maybe it's time for a little more forgiveness work.
Exactly.
Anything else you love to share about forgiveness?
I think we've covered the two tools that I like to work with. I find both of those are very good. And some, one, if you're working with somebody might feel more aligned to one than the other. But as you say, you're creating like this like toolbox. And your client is, we've got those toolbox, we've got quite a different methodologies and modalities and things that we can, support our clients with. But it's nice then that you're providing them their own little toolkit, that as they move through and do their own journey, that they have got those tools there.
Exactly. And play with it. It's not like it's strict or, oh, you have to do this, but just be playful, play with it and see how you feel. I think that's the most important part. And yeah, forgiveness is a journey. Self-love is a journey. Connecting to your soul, wisdom is probably a lifelong journey as well.
It is. Mm-hmm. But I think once you get to that heart soul level, and you start to connect, and you have built that awareness of yourself and who you are, and that clarity and your soul purpose, things become easier. Would you agree, Caroline?
Definitely. I mean, nowadays I feel instantly when I'm sort of out of alignment, or it doesn't take me so long to say, oh, wait a second, let's clear the energy, let's come back to my heart, take a deep breath. Whereas otherwise I could have gone months and it was, oh gosh, I feel so drained, something is wrong, and it's, oh, okay. It's really, it gets easier with practice. And I think once you truly feel that expansion of your heart and that soul connection, this is so good. You always want to come back to that feeling. And yeah, we're all human. It's not, I don't know about you, Janet, I can only speak for myself, but I don't walk around with an open heart 24/7. I am human, but I can come back to it much easier nowadays. And I think it's not the aim to be perfect 24/7,
We're
or
human
doing
beings.
that.
Human beings by default, we're not perfect. No one is. And I think sort of that embracing that imperfection, and that could be another episode.
Exactly. I was just thinking perfectionism, but actually everyone is perfect just the way they are. You are perfect just the way you are. You are perfect just the way you are. Everyone is perfect just because we are created and made for a special reason, to experience all that, to learn things, to walk through life. And yeah, forgiveness is a key part of your gorgeous life journey.
Absolutely.
As always, if you have anything to share with us or have questions, let us know in the comments or contact us. janetgroom.com, carolinepalmy.com. Thank you so much.
Love and light blessings, everyone.